Good morning, everybody. My name's Russ Hicks. I'm the president of Public Sector Partners. We are, thank you, small fan club. We're a catalyst organization. We act as a service in partnership with California state and local government organizations to stand up educational forums. This particular forum, Emerging Technologies, is a forum that's designed for the government technology personnel. We have a lot of people registered today, and you'll hear more about that as we go along. To start, I've got some thank yous. So the first thing I want to do is thank our sponsors. As you can see, there are a lot of people that are committed to your education. What makes them really special is not only are they willing to contribute the funds to pay for this forum that we're in, but they also provide educational content. The majority of these companies provided subject matter experts to work with government counterparts in work groups over the last 6 months to develop the educational content that you're going to be experiencing today. The people that I just talked to you about, all of those private sector entities have partnered with government counterparts, and those people make up our advisory board. And as you can tell, there are a lot of people that are involved in developing educational content for you. So can we get a round of applause for all of the hard work these people put in? Today's agenda. Obviously, we've got opening remarks from your executive sponsor. He's got a special guest that he's going to bring up to tell you about the state's Innovation Center, which is way cool. We're going to show you the new PSP mobile application so that you can get up-to-date information, any room changes, special notes, access to the documents, and presentations that are used within the education sessions, and reference documentation that you'll need. In addition to that, you'll be able to evaluate the education session right there on the spot, and we use that information to make these events better each and every iteration. After that, we're going to present some short education presentations. We use the acronym SEP because TED was already taken. These presentations are going to be 10 to 12 minutes in length, and they're going to demonstrate a lot of entities out there within the government environment that are using emerging technologies to improve the way that they serve the citizenry in California. When we finish with that, it'll be time for your education sessions. There's going to be 2 morning education sessions. Then you'll get to come back in here for lunch. After the after you get your lunch, you'll have 3 more short education presentations. Then we'll break again for 2 more education sessions this afternoon, and then finally we'll come back together. After the SEP, we're going to have an opportunity. You're going to have an opportunity to hear from the broadband panel. This is a group of top-level government people that are involved in getting broadband out to the masses so that everybody in California is going to be connected. This is a tremendous effort, and it's an opportunity for you to get an update on the initiative and listen to how you within your own individual organizations could help that process. Then we'll break for the afternoon education sessions, and then when we come back, it'll be time for the award ceremony. So all of those government solutions that you see out in the Solution Center next door, there's going to be a team of judges that are going to go around and evaluate those, and we will be awarding the most innovative, most valuable, coolest solutions in that group. After that, it's time to eat, drink, and be merry. You'll need it after a full day of education. There's going to be food and drink galore out in this main room to say thank you for staying here the whole day, and I would encourage you to do that. A lot of people put a lot of time into these sessions, and it's a little disheartening if you're the last presenter of the day to have a half-full classroom. So we would encourage you, please, to stick around for the full agenda. If you have time during the day, we'd also encourage you to review the government showcase solutions that are out there to see how your peers are leveraging technology and what you could do to leverage it. In addition to that, all of the sponsors are located around the government showcase. Please stop by and thank them for making this available to you. Let's get this show started. 3 years ago, Carlos Ramos came to me with an idea to provide an annual educational forum for the IT personnel and their program partners. This effort allows you to attend a full day of educational content, and in these times of tight budgets and a real challenge of getting educational forays approved, this is an attempt to begin to meet that need and expose you to ongoing and updated education. This year, the baton was passed to Cruz, who picked it up with a passion and carried it forward. For those of you that may not have had a chance to get to know Chris yet, officially, he's the Chief Deputy Director of Operations at the California Department of Technology. Chris oversees the delivery of California data center services to over 400 state and local government entities. He's responsible for the state's consolidated email systems, approximately 186,000 mailboxes, really? And for operating the largest telecommunications network in the state, the California General Enterprise Network. He's also responsible for the Office of Professional Development with his partner, Christy Borshin, over there. Hi, Christy. And training. He's also responsible for the state's broadband and digital literacy efforts, the delivery of the new Office of Digital Innovation and Technology Engagement to provide technology support for the open data and open source initiatives in the state of California, the state's California Project Management Office, and our Customer Delivery Division. He has approached this forum with tremendous passion. He has driven the educational agenda, and he's a San Francisco Giants fan, and he wanted to remind us that we're in an even year. So without any further ado, please welcome to the stage, Cruz.
Well, good morning, everybody. As Russ said, it's an even year, but I don't know, the way the Giants are playing, I'm not too sure about that. I think I'll bring my son in to be a relief pitcher on that team. Anyway, good morning, everybody, and thank you for being here. It's a pleasure serving as the executive sponsor for this event. As you know, emerging and adaptive technologies is a big part of our business today here in California, and we're going to give you some tangible examples of how we're effectuating those types of skills and changes here, and some of the things that we're doing to promote innovation and drive transformational activities and civic engagements. On behalf of the Department of Technology, I'm pleased to welcome you again to the 3rd Annual Emerging Technologies Conference. Continuing from the last forum, we're going to talk about strategic and tactical ideas. We're going to talk about promoting collaboration and education amongst our public-private partnerships, and really look at the core competency themes moving forward in government. As you know, with challenge comes great opportunity to be more efficient and effective in how we deliver services. And this conference will give you some ideas and best practices in terms of how we're going to move forward to address those applicable changes. As executive sponsor of the event, I would like to really thank Russ Hicks and Sherilyn Hammond from Public Sector Partners for really taking on, I think, these opportunities in key areas that are important to every one of us as government employees and also within the private sector. I mean, there's lots of best practices and lessons learned that we can glean from these particular events, and it's very important. So Russ, Sherilyn, thank you again for taking these opportunities on and allowing us in government to address these challenges and come together for a day. So again, thank you very much. I also wanted to thank the Executive Council and Advisory Board of vendors of state, city, county, and municipalities for coming together to put the right theme and what I figure like the level of curriculum together that's really going to drive and promote change here in California. I think this is really important. Also too, I wanted to thank the educational institutions. You'll see out in our area advisory board area and out on the forum area and board that we have high schools here represented. So we have several high schools here today within maker fairs that they're innovating and driving transformational technologies. And this is our future. And so how do we bring those young folks into government? How do we have succession and workforce plannings that drive those applicable efficiencies to create effectiveness in government? So we're going to talk a little bit about that today and discuss how we do that. That's our future out beyond this wall, and it's very important that they have a path into government to carry on the legacy that we'll all leave as we move forward. Some of the key and adaptive and emerging technologies that we will hear from today is security and risk management, obviously cloud services, open source and open data, which has become a big area in California government that we're starting to address here at the state and moving forward with our collaborative partners. Consolidation and optimization, business intelligence and data analytics, enterprise visions and roadmaps for IT, budget and cost control. How do we adapt our budgets today to align with tomorrow? Human resource and talent management, again, speaking to succession and workforce planning. How are we going to address that moving forward, which is really important as we onboard millennials and younger people into our workforce. Agile and incremental software delivery. How are we changing the way the state does system development delivery of large system integration projects? Is it agile? Is it a hybrid of agile? Is it waterfall? And what are the processes and methods that we can see from tangible business cases moving forward and how those business cases have been successful? You know, it's time for California government to focus on really improving the services that it offers and how it interacts with the citizens that we need. You know, we live in a time of civic engagement and citizen transparency, and it's very important that our citizens get access to data, whether that's demographic data, whether that's healthcare data, whether that's all types of information of data on demand. And it's very important that we bring those proliferations into their smartphones. We did a survey a couple of years ago and found that almost a third of Californians have smartphones. Today we think it's 14 to 15 million of the 37 million people that live in the state. So it's very important that they're checking their smartphones and have that service of accessible delivery. But most important for that is how do we secure that to make sure data is encrypted at transit and also encrypted at rest. This has become a big issue in California that we're also taking on is providing data through a transparent mechanism but ensuring that it's reliable and secure moving forward. So one of the things I also wanted to discuss today at the conference and component of the California Department of Technology Strategic Plan is to leverage public-private partnerships and driving innovative and IT solutions. It's very important that we take that into consideration as we move forward. And today's conference and the theme that we've laid about really addresses those outcomes in terms of performance-based. You know, they say if you let data drive decisions, you'll be more effective and efficient in how you lead and run government. And so some of the things that you'll see today with some of the breakout sessions will lead to those types of best practices and lessons learned. In the last few years, California state departments and governments are requiring faster and more effective IT solutions. So today, again, you'll hear about cloud transformation and what are we doing with cloud? Most notably the hybrid cloud and how we're going to bring efficient and more cost reliable and effective services to a reliable infrastructure in California that centralizes from a security perspective. And we think that that's increasingly important as we move forward here and drive those particular innovations. Really the state's vision is to be a catalyst of new technology and deliver methods to make more cost-effective and flexible and innovative technology. And I think you're going to see examples of that in some of the presentations that we have as well. You know, we're working for you, but this is a collaborative partnership. You know, they say it takes a village to raise a child. Well, it takes a village to run a dedicated IT organization in the state of the 7th, 8th largest economy in the world. And that's why we're all here today, is working together and partnering to make sure that while we're in the boat, that we're moving in the same direction, paddling together. One of the other components of these new and emerging and adaptive technologies in addition to cloud is our new ca.gov website. How many have visited the new California ca.gov website? You like it? Well, those are the kinds of things that we're talking about in terms of innovation and driving transformational competencies and capabilities. So you're going to see more of that from the state of California and our partnerships working with the cities and counties, educational institutions, and of course our vendor community to make these things possible. One of the other areas, again, that we're driving, and Russ made a note of this, is our new Office of Digital Innovation and Technology Engagement. This was a brainchild of us coming into this organization thinking about how can we innovate and transform government. and make it more efficient and effective. So as my duties as the state's chief technology officer, as part of my operational duties, we looked at how can we innovate and transform California. So we look at the ca.gov site as really the conduit for citizen engagement, for government transparency, and really looking at a one-stop portal moving forward of government. Before I introduce Scott Gregory to speak about these new and exciting developments, I really wanted to thank you for attending and sharing common interests to promote smarter and more efficient and innovative government in California. It's up to us to really carry the baton and move it forward. Not kick the can down the road, but tangible action today to ensure that we're executing and carrying out technology that aligns with strategic partnerships and also bringing value to our business partners. Without that, we won't have successful technology in the state. Again, it's a real privilege to serve as the executive sponsor for today's event. I really want to thank you for coming. I hope that you enjoy the day, and please make this an exciting and innovative day. I hope you learn a lot, and there's a lot of takeaways that come through this, and please feel free to stop in and say hello. So again, on behalf of the third annual Emerging Technologies Conference, thank you for coming, and I hope that you have a great day. And again, I want to move this and transition this over to Scott Gregory. He's the special guest. He's the new Deputy Director over our Office of Digital Innovation and Technology Engagement, really to talk about our new .ca.gov website and some of the great transformative and innovative opportunities we have coming up in the future that you all can be a part of. So again, thank you for coming and have a great day.